Yes, sir. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Grateful Gab Sports Huddle. It feels like it's been forever since I got on here to talk sports, but I'm here today looking forward to it. Got the daily verse coming. Today's episode is being brought to you by Sugarcane Sweet Shop. Thank you to my sponsor. Sports Huddle Rundown is going to be good today. Got a lot of things to cover. I'm looking forward to it. Uh, Most of the meaty parts are going to be based on NCAA Top 25 today, NFL matchups tomorrow, right? It's been a lot of talk around my teams, and I don't appreciate the disrespect. But it's warranted, right? The teams have not played up to the standards that they're capable of, and I think everything changes this weekend, right? Intel with the Bulldogs, Intel with the Eagles, right? Just looking forward to it. So that'll be a big chunk of the sports soda today. But of course, we'll have NBA news, all that other type of stuff here on the sports soda as well. So be on the lookout. Stay tuned. And again, welcome in everybody to the Grateful Gab Sports Soda. Daily verse for the date of November 15th, 2025 derives from the book of Isaiah, chapter 55, verse 2, and it states as follows. Why do you keep paying out money for what is not bread? And why spend your earnings for what brings no satisfaction? Listen intently to me and eat what is good, and you will find great delight in what is truly rich. Amen. And again, it's from the book of Isaiah, chapter 55, verse 2. So looking forward to it today. Sports Huddle rundown for this morning is as follows. Major League Baseball awards were announced a couple of days ago. I have information on that. NFL Week 10 recap from last week. Thursday night football recap as well. Actually, I won't be recapping Week 10. I should have did that Thursday. I missed Thursday. But I will have NFL fires Thursday night football recap. NCAA Top 25 Week 12 preview. The newest college football Top 12 rankings that came out this past Tuesday. NBA fires the NBA season, NCAA men's and women's top 25, and the National Hockey League. So getting into it, looking forward to it. So again, baseball awards were announced on, I believe, Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. But some things that shocked me, right? Cal Raleigh did not win MVP, right? Um, and for the fact that Aaron Judge won the American League MVP over Cal Raleigh was not pleasing to me and probably a lot of people, right? Because just comparing the season apples to apples, the impact that Cal Raleigh had on his team and them reaching Game 7 of the uh, American League Championship Series, right? Having a chance to win, right? Um, the things his playoff performance, his regular season performance, I just thought he was a better overall player from the American League. So also from the National League, Shohei Ohtani, he won his fourth National League MVP. And honestly, warranted, good job for him. He's a phenomenal baseball player, whatever. But I just really feel like the major leagues needs to shift to a single MVP award, right? Stop all this American League, National League. I don't know any other uh, sports that I cover that has multiple MVPs, right? You know, how are you determining who's the best baseball player? Period. Right? It's the Major League Baseball is one league, right? It's not the Major League Baseball American League, Major League Baseball National League. It's not. That's not how it's made up. It's not how it's announced as. When you think of the major leagues, you think of baseball. Period. All those teams, all in the sport. Period. Right. So they need to change it to where it's actually a ma- a normal one person MVP, excuse me. This is my opinion. That's how I feel about it. Um, so that's something that, needs to be studied and needs to be, put into place and really, can can be, can appreciate that. So, that was that news from Major League Baseball. So as we get into, what do we got here? As we get into NFL fires were pretty solid. Biggest NFL fire news: Brian Dable from the New York Giants is no longer the head coach. I mean, this is something that we seen, probably coming. He lost Jackson Dart. You know, the Giants were not really going to a place to where they were going to have success this season, right? They've been in a lot of situations where they've been in games, they gave up leads in games, so they could have won, but they lost. And you know, just the what's the word I'm looking for? The temperature around football this year has been very hot, right? From college to NFL, guys are being fired left and right, and again, it's warranted. It's granted, right? It's granted because of people. Football is a performance business. Football is a business of high expectation, right? No one wants to come in and work hard all summer and grind and game plan and put schemes in and defenses in and all these type of things and GMs trading players and trainers training and all these type of things going to football. Everybody everybody expectations are high. And Brian Daboll, he didn't do it. He didn't do that. And going into the year, a lot of people thought he was on the hot seat anyway. They started to find momentum, made moves with Jackson Dart. You know what I mean? His commitment to one person almost is like a downfall for him, right? In my opinion, from what I've heard from different columnists, different analysts, right, commentators, things of that nature. But overall, I think Brian Dable is a great guy, right? I think he knows the game well, right? I don't know how much he connects with people, right? I think that's a big part of having success with any team, right? How are you as the head guy of that team connecting with each and every one that's involved with the success of the organization, right? Not just the players, right? The again the trainers, the owners, right? The cafeteria staff, whoever it is. How are you connecting with people, right? How are you making people feel that they uh they are being appreciated for being there, that you value their time, their effort, and whatever they do to help this organization to win. That's a huge part too. So that's the biggest news coming out of NFL fires. But much success and best wishes to Brian as he continues to move on. I've been hearing through the vines that Penn State is probably a landing spot for him, which I could see him go back to college, but I don't know how he feels about that. But I mean, it's going to be a lot of interesting things this offseason in college football and the NFL, right? A lot of different vacancies, and they need to be filled, and these teams are looking to get it right the first time. We'll get it right this time, right? So they won't have to be in this position 2, 3 years down the line, right? They're looking to have guys come in and have the effect that the head coach for Texas A&M had, right? After the Jimbo Fisher fire and all those type of things, right? They want success now with the things and the players they have in place. So best of luck, and I'm looking forward to it. So as we get into NFL Week 11 kicked off Thursday Night Football. Patriots advanced to 9-2 on the year with the best record in the league. It's looking to be that way for this weekend. Because when we win, we only gonna be 8-2. But the Patriots, man, the Patriots have been finding a way, right? When Mike Vrabel became the head coach there, right, being a former player of that organization, right, he knows what it takes to win, and he's a guy who connects with people, right? You could tell, just by his demeanor, you could tell by what he's doing on the sideline that he connects with that organization, right? He's a coach that you know, he's a coach that paints the picture clear to those individuals in that organization that he values their effort, he values their time, he values what they bring to that team and organization, and it shows. Right, he's pouring into Drake May. He's playing outstanding this year with his second year. In the league, he's doing well. He went 25 for 34. 281 total yards, 281 yards passing, one touchdown. Justin Fields and the Jets, man, they just, they find a ways to try to put it together. Trey Hendrickson from the Patriots as well. He had a historic night. He had two rushing touchdowns, and he had a passing touchdown as well. So he was able to have a historic night for a rookie. That was the most touchdowns scored for a rookie running back in Patriots history, if I'm not mistaken. He had two rushing touchdowns and one passing touchdowns. And the Patriots defeated the Jets 27-14. And again, the Patriots advanced to 9-2 with the best record in the league, and they are the number one seed currently right now in the AFC. So looking forward to it. We do have some good games this weekend. The Broncos have an opportunity to advance to 9-2 as well this weekend with a huge matchup when they host the Chiefs tomorrow. That's going to be tomorrow at 4:25 p.m. That should be the game of the week probably for that 4 o'clock slot. So hopefully it's being broadcast nationwide during that time frame. But that should be a good game. And I don't see the Broncos winning, right? That's why I say I don't think no other team is going to advance to 9-2 this weekend. But they have a good chance, right? They have a good chance. But this Chiefs team is finding stride right now, right? They're finding ways to win. They're playing like themselves, right? They lost to the Bills last week on the road. They're not looking to drop two road games because the Chiefs have a pretty tough schedule to finish out the year. They go on the road against the Broncos tomorrow. They host the Colts. They go on the road against the Cowboys. That would be a dub. They host the Texans. They host the Chargers, which they lost to first game of the year. They're looking to redeem that loss. They got the Titans on the road. They got the Broncos again, and they got the Raiders to finish the season. So the next 8 games, 6 of those games are against the division, right? Starting tomorrow, the Broncos. Then they got AFC Chiefs. And they got the Texans. The rest of their games for the rest of the year are AFC matchups, except the Cowboys. And 6 of those 8 games are divisional opponents: Broncos, Chargers, Broncos, Raiders. Right? Broncos, Chargers, Broncos, Raiders. 4 games. So 4 out of those next 8 games, excuse me, are divisional opponents. So yeah, man, it should be a good game for those guys, and it should be a huge matchup to see the uh, how the Chiefs match up with the Broncos tomorrow. It should be a pretty solid team. Broncos playing pretty high level football, been finding ways to win, and looking forward to it. So as we continue NFL week 11, excuse me, I'm about to say week 12. I mean, it feel like it's already rolling. NFL is here. Again, I remember when NFL week 1 was here, right? Thursday night football, and here we are, week 11 already. So it goes by fast, man. When time flies anyway, but especially when it's football season, time seems like it's freaking on a 200-mile-per-hour roller coaster. So other notable matchups for tomorrow, right? We got the Ravens with a huge divisional opponent headed to Cleveland tomorrow at 4:25 p.m. They're looking to get a win and get to 500 for the first time this season. The Cardinals will be looking to host the Raiders tomorrow, the 49ers, excuse me, 4 or 5 p.m. on Fox. Huge NFC West matchup. Rams will be hosting the Seahawks 4 or 5 p.m. tomorrow on Fox. I believe the Rams took game 1 of these 2 matchups, if I'm not mistaken. Or is their first time playing this year? Okay, it's their first time playing this year. Yeah, because they got 2 matchups over the next 5 weeks. So yeah, man, Rams, Seahawks, right? The 2 powerhouses of the NFC West right now. The 2 teams that are leading this division, right? And this is what it's going to come down to. One of those one of those teams will have to go are going to have to go through one another to win that division. Excuse me. So it should be a good matchup. Looking forward to it. Rams defense is flying around, young guys hungry. Matthew Stafford's having his best career, best year of his career so far down the line. Sam Darnold, he's coming along, right? But who are the Seahawks going to be in the playoffs, right? But this is a playoff type of vibe, playoff type of team that they're going to go up and face against, right? Guys who have experience in those moments. So and the Seahawks win on the road, right? They win on the road, but how are they going to be when it's all said and done? So there's going to be a huge matchup tomorrow at 4 or 5 p.m. on Fox. This should probably be a primetime game as well for that 4 o'clock slot. To the morning games, we have a game early in the morning at 9:30 a.m. between 2 teams that are under 500, which I always call the Vomit Bowl or the Suck Bowl, and it's not a pretty sight. So the Dolphins, who did have a surprising dominating win last week over the Bills, or the week before last over the Bills, excuse me. Yeah, the week before last over the Bills, the Dolphins defeated the Bills, dominated them 30-13. So, they're going into Spain confident, right? This would be the first ever game in Spain, in Madrid. Also, shout out to Spain and my audience over there, and my brothers and sisters. Shout out to Spain. That's gonna be a great matchup to go see, just to see American style football being played in worldwide, continue to spread that international love for the game, just like how soccer is, right? People all around the world love football, soccer, but people around the world are starting to love football, American as well. So, and the Commanders will be headed to Madrid to face the Dolphins as well. So we shall see. That game is at 9:30 tomorrow a.m. on the NFL Network. We have a huge NFC North matchup as well tomorrow. We got the Steelers hosting the Bengals, right? Another matchup between the Bengals and the Steelers. Joe Flacco took the first game, and we'll see, how Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers bounced back from their loss last week against the Chargers. So, two teams who are on a path of, trying to make something happen. The Bengals most likely won't make the playoffs this year, and the Steelers are looking to keep control of, the NFC North because, again, the Ravens are right there with them. The Ravens win, tomorrow, and the Steelers lose. Both teams are at 5-5. All right, so what's gonna be the path here going forward in the NFC North. The NFC North is tight. NFC North is tight right now. Pittsburgh leads by 1 game, right? Baltimore's undefeated in the division. So if they win tomorrow, they'll still be undefeated in the division, and they'll move to first place in the AFC North. So that's shocking. So the Ravens could potentially make the playoffs, right? They could potentially make the playoffs. They could make the playoffs. Winning tomorrow is big for them. Winning big tomorrow for the Ravens is big for them, and winning for the Steelers tomorrow is even bigger because the Steelers don't want to be in a position where they were comfortable in first place for weeks and weeks and weeks. Now Lamar Jackson come back and they're sitting almost at the identical record, 5-4 for the Steelers, 4-5 for the Ravens. Both Ravens win, Steelers lose. They got the same record, 5-5. So we shall see how that works out for those guys. That's a big matchup against the Bengals tomorrow at 1 p.m. on CBS. Excuse me. Jaguars hosting the Chargers. Travis Hunter, his rookie season is over. He had season-ending injury, or season-ending surgery. Excuse me. So that was unfortunate for the young bull, but a kid who, who has a bright future, and looking to, continue to solidify himself as a great player, coming off a Heisman Trophy, coming off a Heisman winning season as a college player in his last season. That should be good. Yeah. So he has season-ending knee surgery. So yeah, something that he needs to take care of, get well, get healthy. So he, in his sophomore year, he can be able to come and have a better impact than he had on his rookie year. As we continue this slate this weekend, we also have the Bills hosting the Buccaneers, right? Another game that's going to be good. Bills coming off a big win over the Chiefs last week. Buccaneers coming off a tough loss against the Patriots, right? Tampa going on the road, right? Going into a cold environment. How are they going to fare, right? Coming from that warm tropical Tampa environment, heading to the frigid, frosty land of Buffalo, right? That should be a good game. Both teams match up pretty well, right? The defense for Tampa Bay gets after the quarterback. That's what they're looking to do against Josh Allen. The Bills looking to continue to roll, right? After they've fallen off a little bit off the wagon, but they continue to find ways to win. And this is a game they're looking to be able to win and just get into a form where they need to be competitive enough to not only beat the Chiefs in the regular season, but get over that hump in the playoffs, right? That's their goal, right? That's the Bills' downfall. Most of these teams in the AFC downfall, right? Can't get over that Chiefs hump, right? So that's what they need to be able to do, and we shall see how it works out. So that's tomorrow at 1 p.m. on CBS as well. 1 p.m. on Fox. NFC North matchup, right? Bears over 500. They've won 4 straight in the fourth quarter, right? They've been looking to continue to rock and roll. They'll be on the road tomorrow against. Excuse me. They've won 4 out of their last 5 games, but 4 out of their last 5 games they won after trailing. They did lose to the Ravens in week 9, but no, week 8. Yeah, week 8. But They're looking to be able to right the ship tomorrow against the Vikings, right? In a divisional opponent. And the Bears right now in the division, I believe they might be second. Yeah, they're second, right behind Detroit. And the thing about it, they're second in the division based on record, but they 0-2 in the division, right? So they have no division win. So this is a win where they're looking to make it happen, right? The Vikings are undefeated they are undefeated in the division. They are 2-0, but they hold a 4-5 record. So they're looking to win tomorrow. Uh, and with a 3-0 record, they gotta jump to at least second place. Maybe not record wise of where they are, but being 3-0 in the division, you win the division. That's what counts, right? You win the division. You go 6-0 in the division. That's a huge step for you because you win the division, so you have to have a wild card spot, and that's gonna shake up the playoffs. So um, but yeah, that's a huge game for the Vikings tomorrow, right? Vikings coming off an impressive performance. Well, they lost to the Ravens last week, but they beat the Lions the week before that, right? This Vikings team is a team that's gritty, that can win in different ways, that can have different personnel to impact the games, right? The Justin Jeffersons, JJ McCartney's been playing well. No, they got old boy in the backfield, Aaron Jones, right? Different guys like that. So this is gonna be a huge matchup for Caleb Williams and the Lions. Lions been doing good in the run game. Shout out to DeAndre Swift. Somebody utilizing him well. But they've been utilizing the run game well, right? They got good receivers over there. They got a good defense, and the Bears looking to continue to find ways to win so they can be competitive and make a playoff appearance. They haven't made a playoff appearance since I think 2018, if I'm not mistaken, the year the double doink happened when we beat them in the wild card. So yeah, man, we shall see how it looks, and that's gonna be a good game for the Lions, not the Lions, the Bears and the Vikings. Speaking of tomorrow as well, Giants, they're in a new regime. Giants will be hosting the Packers. Packers coming off a tough loss against my Birds on Monday night. Packers looking to get back in uh the winning lane, excuse me. They lost 2 games back to back. They lost to the Panthers and the Eagles, and they're gonna be looking to right the wrong on a road trip to New York or to New Jersey to play the Giants on Sunday at 1 p.m. on Fox. NFC South matchup, right? NFC South matchup. Panthers, Falcons, right? Panthers coming off a tough loss last week against the Saints at home, a game that they felt like they should have won, but they didn't, right? Tyler he showed out last week, had 2 touchdowns, and that was a big part of helping the Saints defeat the Panthers last week, 17-7. So the Panthers are on the road this week, right? They've already dominated the Falcons, right, early on in the season to kind of get their mojo going, right? They shut out the Falcons early in the season, 30-0, and since then they've won 1, 2, 3, 4 games, right? 4 of their last 6 games they've been able to win. So they're looking to continue to roll and find ways to dominate the Falcons once again. But the Falcons, right, coming off a tough loss against the Colts last week, a game that they should have won. They didn't win, but they should have, and it didn't sit well with them. So they'll be looking to right that wrong and find ways to win this week in the division. It's kind of find some momentum going into the back half of the season, right? Don't know how they'll fare in the NFC South, but just trying to find ways to win 1 week at a time because they have a pretty tough schedule as well, and the Panthers have a tough schedule also. So this is a win that they need to have, and a divisional win that would be big for them as well. So 1 p.m. tomorrow on Fox, Panthers head to Atlanta to face the Falcons. Titans, Texans, right? Nobody wants to see it. Texas looking to reach 500 for the first time this season. They'll be looking to advance to 5-5 to get a win over the Titans on the road, and the Titans are looking to get their second win of the season. Right, something that they need, right? Something that whoever's down there as the Titans organization, needs to try to put something together, right? Look at the impact of Mike Vrabel not being the Titans coach, and look at his impact he had with the Patriots, right? So, this is something that I ain't say should be studied, but having the right coach in your organization is key, right? It's just the proof is in the pudding. And the Titans, they're not there, right? They're not there. Cam Ward, #1 pick, hasn't been having a great season. It's been okay, but nothing spectacular. He has a total of 1,760 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. So he got more interceptions than he got passing touchdowns. And it's not winning football, as we can see with the 1-8 record. But they have a big opportunity to win tomorrow. CJ Stroud will not be available for the Texans. And we shall see how it turns out for him. So, and then Sunday night football, hugest game of the week, right? Cameron, Newton, not Isaac, Cameron, swear that the Eagles are going to get exposed, which I think is hilarious, right? I think dude is funny. You know, I think tomorrow night, right, we're gonna show the type of team we are. People talking about, oh, he talking about we're gonna get exposed, blase, 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 bro. We the best of the best, man. When the best teams come in front of us, that's when we play our best football. We don't shy away from nobody being able to put up 500 yards last week, or whatever they did to a team previously. We say do it to us. That's what we say, right? That's what we say. So I'm looking forward to the birds to fly around tomorrow night. Al, I'm gonna be at the spot. I'm gonna be talking cash money. You know what I mean? So be ready for it. Birds coming, baby. We're looking to fly high. We at home too. Link gonna be rocking tomorrow night. Stop playing with us, man. You know what I mean? Like we getting in. The Lions, they are a good team. That's cool. That's cute. But we are the team, the reigning Super Bowl champions for a reason, right? Y'all had an opportunity. #1 seed going to the playoffs. You got knocked off by a rookie. You got knocked off by Jaden Daniels and the Commanders, my boy. Come on, man. We don't do that. You see what we did? Belt to belt to. You know what I mean? That's what we do. We won't play around here. We're gonna do the same thing tomorrow to y'all. Put that on you. And we're gonna keep it moving, man. Keep it moving. Just 1 week at a time. Yeah, AJ, he ain't getting the ball. He gonna get the ball tomorrow. But it's not even about him getting the ball, right? Look what we're doing, and he's not even being fed. This is a guy who has a NFL record of having 6 consecutive games with 125 plus receptions, right? Surpassing the names of Calvin Johnson and likes. Right. This is a Hall of Famer in the making here. And he's not even getting the ball, and we still sitting at 7-2. Make it make sense. So when we start finding ways to get him involved, scheme him, right? Give him the ball in different ways. And I don't even vouch for wide receiver screen, but give him the ball. Give him the ball behind the line of scrimmage. Right? Design plays directly for AJ Brown. Man, y'all in trouble. Y'all in trouble. And I expect us to be able to try to do that tomorrow in some type of way. Right, just like he said, he want to be able to be involved to help the team win. Right, we're winning, but he wants to be involved to help the team win. So we won't have to win close. So we can get back to dominating, like he said he like to do, and that's what we're gonna do tomorrow. So Lions, be ready to get the belt. You know what I mean? And we're gonna be ready to rock and roll. So I got the Eagles. I ain't gonna say dominating the Lions tomorrow, but we win it for sure. We win it, and we putting up points. Defense gonna be flying around. The defense more hype than anything. The offense, they gonna continue to do what they gotta do. But our defense, them boys ready for the challenge. They ready for it. Jalen Phillips played well. He played amazing last week. Notice Smith back on the field. Jalen Hunt back on the field. Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter been playing outstanding all year. More or Jumbo, right? The back end starting to piece it together, right? We got guys coming off, coming in our secondary to be able to play great football on the back end, right? Safety's been doing good. Quinion Mitchell still Guantanamo Baying people, right? Cooper DeJean doing his thing, right? N'Kobe Dean back on the field, which I love to see. Jahad Campbell flying around. Zach Bond flying around, right? We here. Reed Blankenship doing his thing, man. Y'all better stop playing, man. The Eagles is here, baby. That's what we do. We looking forward to it. We ready to eat. So that's gonna be Sunday night football tomorrow night, 8:20 p.m. on NBC at the link, baby. Let's go. Fly Eagles fly. Then to wrap up week 11, we will have Monday night football, another abomination to be able to tune into, another example of the Vomit Bowl. Raiders Cowboys, right? Raiders will be hosting the Cowboys Monday night, 8:15 p.m. on ABC. A 2-17 versus a 3-5-1 team. Can't make it up, man. But there it is. That's the NFL season, week 11 slate. Be on the lookout as we continue to head on to next week on Thursday Sports Huddle, and be on the lookout for updated information from NFL week 11. Moving on. Are you enjoying today's episode? This episode of the Grateful Gab podcast is proudly sponsored by Sugarcane Sweet Shop. At Sugarcane Sweet Shop, every dessert is made with love, creativity, and a sprinkle of sweetness. From the signature cookies and cupcakes to custom cakes for every occasion, Sugarcane is available to make your moments a little more special. Follow them on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook at Sugarcane Sweet Shop to see what's fresh from the oven. And don't forget to treat yourself today. Sir, NCAA Top 25 Week 12 is here. We did have two Top 25 matchups last night in the NCAA. But before I get into that, the newest rankings for the NCAA Top 25 12 the top 12, right? The college football playoff does do a full top 25 reveal, right? So teams who are in that top 25 do have potential to possibly make their way into the top 12. But usually when you're in that top 12, the if usually when you're below that top 12, unless you're like in that 16, 17 range, you really don't have no chance to kind of get into the top 25 unless you win one of those Power Four conferences. Like USF might have a chance to represent out of the American Conference. I don't know how much that's going to play a part into it, but it should be pretty well. They should be pretty well represented. They have some huge wins early in the year, and if they win out, I think the committee finds some respect on their schedule and the type of team they are looking to be competitive in the college football playoff. Not saying they would be, but they had the potential of being competitive in the college football playoffs. So the top 12 is as follows from 12 up. At number 12, we have BYU. Number 11, we have Oklahoma. A huge matchup today against Alabama. It could potentially shake up this college football playoff ranking, right? Alabama hosting Oklahoma later on today. We'll be looking to that as well. Number 10, Texas, right? Another huge playoff implication game later on tonight as the Bulldogs host Texas, right? At home tonight. We did to them last year twice. Butt whooping. You know what I mean? So them dogs, baby. We're gonna get right later on. Number 9, Notre Dame, right? Still finding ways to be able to be in that college football playoff conversation. Huge matchup for them for them as well later on today when they face ranked Pitt, number 8 Oregon, number 7 Ole Miss, number 6 Texas Tech, number 5 Georgia, go Dogs, number 4 Alabama, number 3 Texas A&M, number 2 Indiana, and number 1 Ohio State. So that is the current top 12 college football playoff as we head into Week 12 of the NCAA football season. So last night matchups, we had 2 ranked matchups. We had an upset out of Louisville, right? We had an upset out of Louisville. We had the unranked Clemson team find a way to get a huge ACC win in the win over number 20 Louisville. So that was huge. And then we had number 8 Oregon put the belt on Minnesota 42-13. As we get into today's matchups, again, huge matchups today, kicking off all around college football. You got games you can check out all day that are going to have playoff implications in some type of form or fashion, right? We got a couple top 25 ranked matchups. We have some key conference matchups. Like a lot of different things are going on this week in NCAA top 25. So kicking it off today at 12 p.m. on the Big Ten Network, we'll have number 2 Indiana hosting Wisconsin. We'll have number 3 Texas A&M hosting South Carolina today at 12 p.m. on ESPN. The game of the afternoon at 12 p.m. today on ABC, we'll have number 22 Pitt hosting number 9 Notre Dame, right? This Pitt team is not only one of the teams at the top of the ACC, but also a team that has a potential of knocking off a very good Notre Dame team, right? This Pitt team fares pretty evenly with the style of football played by the Notre Dame Irish, right? But the Irish are highly favored in this game on the road, and Pitt, how are they going to take that, right? Are they going to roll over to a team like Notre Dame, or are they going to be competitive, right? This Pitt team is a sneaky team, right? A sneaky physical team, and they always find ways they always find ways to get big wins over teams, right? Notable wins for them this year. Notable wins for them this year. They defeated Florida State 34-31 in Florida State. They they fell to a lot of pretty decent teams too. They lost to West Virginia in overtime, and they lost to Louisville. So 2 teams that are pretty solid in the ACC. They failed to, but other than that, they've had pretty decent wins. But what type of team are they going to be when they have a powerhouse like Notre Dame coming in later on today at 12 p.m. on ABC. So again, huge playoff implications in that matchup, and also ACC implications for Pitt to see if they'd be able to represent the ACC. Even though it's not an ACC game, right, conference game, this is a game that they need to win on for their schedule, so they can be looked upon not only by the committee but also by the ACC as they look to finish their slate. Because after this game today against Pitt, they close the year out with two ACC top 25 teams. They go on the road against number 16 Georgia Tech, and they host number 15 Miami. So two teams that are one team that's the top of the ACC in Georgia Tech, and the ACC right now is Georgia Tech, UVA, and Pitt. Those are the top three teams. So a game that Pitt needs to win again to be able to be looked upon by some type of form by the committee, and also being contention for potentially an ACC championship appearance. So we shall see how that unfolds. Following that game, another game today at 12 p.m. on Fox. We have number 18 Michigan going into Northwestern. We got number 24 South Florida on the road against Navy today at 12 p.m. on ESPN2. We got number 25 Cincinnati hosting Arizona. We had a top 25 ranked matchup today at 3:30 p.m. on ABC. A huge SEC clash. Number 4 Alabama hosting number 11 Oklahoma. Right, Oklahoma is a team that came into the season high hopes. Right, they've fallen short a few times. Alabama started off rocky. They've won 8 straight. Right, so what type of team are we going to see from Oklahoma? Are we going to see the Oklahoma team that got dominated on the road against unranked Texas, or are we going to see the teams that find ways to win? Right, so Oklahoma got a pretty tough schedule for the rest of the year as well. Right, they on the road against Alabama, and then they have 2 home games against Missouri and LSU. So they still have a lot of SEC games to play, and we shall see how it turns out. Then Alabama, right? Alabama on the other side, right? It started off rocky, right? They get past this game, it should be smooth sailing for the rest of the year, right? They got Eastern Illinois next week, and then they end the game and they end the year off in the Iron Bowl against Auburn, which they always do each and every year. So, and Hugh Freeze got fired as well. I forgot to announce that a couple weeks ago. Hugh Freeze was let go, so Auburn is moving in a new direction as well. So, huge matchup for both of these teams to later on today at 3:30 p.m. on ABC. Alabama looking to get a win and continue to solidify themselves as potential SEC championship appearance contenders this year, and then also to be able to solidify their spot in the college football playoff. So huge win, huge matchup for both teams later on today. Oklahoma's right on the cusp of the college football playoff bracket. They're number 11 and number 4 Alabama. They sitting pretty, right? So they're looking to continue their dominance this year, and Oklahoma's looking to potentially get an upset. Number 6, Texas Tech will be hosting UCF today at 3:30 p.m. on Fox. Number 15, Miami will be hosting NC State at 3:30 p.m. on ESPN. Right, this NC State team is sneaky. Right, the Wolfpack, that's my North Carolina team. This NC State team is sneaky. Right, end up upsetting Georgia Tech weeks ago. Right, a top 10 team. Right, has the potential of going toe to toe with so many teams on the offensive spectrum. Right, defense pretty solid as well. So a big road matchup for number 15 Miami, right? Another team that's right on the cusp of college football playoff appearance, right? A team like Oklahoma, a team like Texas drop out. A win this week for Miami puts them in that top 12 bracket. So a huge game for those guys today as well. Another team, right, that's right on the cusp. Number 16 Georgia Tech, head of the ACC with an 81 record. They go on the road today against Boston College, a game that they have to win, right? They're just looking to continue to wherever they fall at, if they win the ACC championship, they'll be in the college football playoff. So they're looking to just continue to solidify themselves in the ACC so that they may win games and represent the ACC in that championship game. Top 25 ranked matchup out in California. Number 17 USC will be hosting number 21 Iowa today at 3:30 p.m. on the Big Ten Network. Number 19 Virginia, a huge road test against Duke at 3:30 p.m. on ESPN2. Again, Virginia is ahead of at the top of the. Excuse me, they are number 2 in the ACC. Right behind Georgia Tech, so they're looking to stay in that position, right? Stay competitive and stay eligible for that ACC championship appearance. So a huge matchup for Duke today on the road as they host number 19 Virginia, and a huge matchup for Virginia. Right, what are they going to do to be competitive and stay competitive in the ACC? Number 23 Tennessee hosting New Mexico State. Number 7 Ole Miss on the road against Florida. Right, this Florida team is a team that can beat you. Right, trust me, I know. Right, we know we got away by the skin of our teeth couple weeks ago down in Jacksonville. But this Florida team has talent, talent on talent on talent, right? Oh boy, Billy Napier recruited well. Florida is a program that, draws a lot of attention to players. People want to come there and put that gator on their chest. So this will be a huge matchup for Ole Miss later on today at 7 p.m. I expect them to win tonight at 7 p.m. on ESPN, night game in Mississippi. That should be a electric environment. Number 13, Utah going up against Baylor tonight at 7 p.m. on ESPN2. Number 1, Ohio State hosting UCLA tonight at 7:30 p.m. on NBC. But the game of the night, baby, game of the night, lights out at Athens. We bringing the whips out, right? We're bringing them dogs out, baby. You know what I mean? We ready to rock and roll. You know what I mean? Dogs, baby. Them dogs, baby. You know what I'm saying? We here. We here. This what we come to Georgia for, right? And I'm not there. I'm talking we come to Georgia. I'm not a bulldog, right? But this is what you love Georgia for, right? No, the guys we recruit, right? Kirby Smart, right? The defense is clicking at the right time, right? Went on the road last week against Mississippi State, dominated down there. Run games, continue to do run game things. We just ready to play Georgia football, baby. Ain't gonna be none of that childish crybaby stuff that Texas was doing last year when we went down to wherever they are in Texas and whooped on the horns. Oh, the crowd throwing bottles on the field and blah 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 blah. We don't do that down there, right? Win, lose, or draw, we're gonna walk out with our heads high and we're gonna do what we gotta do, baby. So let's get it, man. We ready, man. Ain't too much to talk about. Right, I'm expecting pure dominance. Right, I'm expecting Sanford Stadium to be rocking. I'm expecting the crowd, the team to come out fast. Right, another situation where we have a good team coming into our home, and we need to stand on our 10 and protect what's ours. Right, Alabama got away early this year. That's cool. That's cute for them. Right, we ain't slipping 2 games. We ain't losing 2 night games in a season at Georgia. I can tell you that right now, baby. So Texas, you better bring everything you got, because you're gonna get everything you got from them dogs, baby. We ready. We ready to pounce, just like Kirby Smart said. We ain't here to take pictures. We ain't here to have a pissing contest. We ain't here to look good for you. We here. Our intent is to eat. Our intent is to eat, and that's what the Bulldogs gonna do, baby. So tonight, 7:30 p.m. on ABC. Number 5 Georgia will be hosting number 10 Texas. A SEC clash, last SEC matchup of the year for the Bulldogs, right? Our SEC schedule started early this year. It's been a grind all year, baby. 8-1. We sitting here at 8-1. Tonight, we leaving 9-1, baby. Dogs on top. Horns down. Let's go. All right. And then to wrap up NCAA top 25 for this week, we also have, who else we got later on tonight? And we got number 12 BYU hosting TCU tonight at 10:15 p.m. on ESPN. So looking forward to it. Again, horns down, go dogs, sick 'em, and let's get it. All righty. As we move ahead to the NBA information this week. So NBA fires, if you're not familiar, the general manager for the Dallas Mavericks, he was fired this week. He was let go. So that's the biggest news coming out of the NBA. Also Steph Curry, he tied Michael Jordan last night with his 44th 44th 40-point game performance since turning 30. So this is 44th time scoring 40 plus points in a basketball game since the age of 30. Time Michael Jordan. So the Warriors been finding ways to win. Right, Draymond Green caught them out a couple games ago. Said, hey, it don't seem like they want to win. Right. Well, they've turned it around since then, and sometimes you need that fire. You need that fire to be lit to go the right direction. So the Hawks Thursday night matchup, the Hawks defeated the Jazz 132-122 on the road to advance to 8-5. So the Hawks are finding a rhythm, right? Onyeka Okongwu, he's been dominating. Jalen Johnson, right, triple double man. He had 31 points, 18 rebounds, 14 assists in 41 minutes. Man, my boy been balling, right? Jalen, I'm very high on Jalen Johnson, a guy who can definitely take us to the next level when he's on the court, and you can see it from that triple double performance on Thursday night. So I'm looking forward to him and see how he continues to develop and become a superstar in this league alongside Trae Young, Zachary Richardson, and those young guys we got down there in Atlanta. The Raptors defeated the Cavaliers 126-113, and the Pacers fell to the Suns. The Suns dominated the Pacers, put belt to 133-98. Friday's matchup, we had another NBA group play We had the Knicks defeat the Heat 140-132. Karl Anthony Towns had a 39-point performance. Norman Powell had a 38-point performance to you know to go against to go along with Karl Anthony Towns, but Karl Anthony Towns' 39-point performance actually prevailed them to a victory over the Heat 140-132. The Magic defeated the Nets 105-98. The Pistons defeated the 76ers 114-105 to win their ninth straight game of the season, even without their superstars, Cade Cunningham and so forth. The Rockets defeated the Trailblazers 140-116, belt to the Bucks defeated the Hornets in overtime, 147-134. The Timberwolves defeated the Kings, 124-110. The Lakers defeated the Pelicans, 118-104. The Clippers defeated the Mavericks in double overtime, 133-127. And the Warriors defeated the Warriors defeated the Spurs, 109-108. For today's matchups kicking off tonight at 5 p.m. on NBA TV. And I say tonight because at 5 p.m. it's going to be dark. That's crazy. Cavaliers hosting the Grizzlies. The Hornets hosting the Thunder. The Thunder are off to the season best record, 12-1. The Raptors are going up against the Pacers. The Bucks hosting the Lakers later on tonight at 8 p.m. on NBA TV. And the Timberwolves will be hosting the Nuggets. For Sunday's matchups, we got the Hawks on the road still. They're headed to Phoenix tomorrow to face the Suns. The Celtics hosting the Clippers. The Spurs hosting the Kings. The Nets and Wizards, the two worst teams in the league right now. The Nets, Wizards, and the Pacers. And all of them come from the Eastern Conference. Isn't that something horrible? So the Rockets host the Magic. The Warriors go up against the Pelicans. The Mavericks host the Trailblazers, and the Jazz host the Bulls. Looking forward to it. And as we continue along with the NBA season, we will have updates here on the Grateful Gab Sports Huddle. NCAA men's top 25 results from this week from Thursday and Friday's matchups. NCAA men's top 25 basketball from Thursday. We had some pretty solid games. Looking forward to being able to see, how the week continues and how teams continue to develop. We had two top 25 matchups. On Thursday, we had number 17 Michigan State host San Jose State, 79-60 Michigan State way. We had a top 10 ranked matchup in the NCAA men's basketball. We had number 8 Alabama host number 2 Purdue. Number 2 Purdue handled business on the road with the 87-80 win over the Roll Tide. Friday's matchups in the NCAA top 25 men's, we had number 4 Duke dominate Indiana State 100-62. Number 9 Kentucky defeated Eastern Illinois 99-53. Number 11 Texas Tech defeated Milwaukee 80-63. Number 21 Arkansas skated by with a close one over Samford 79-75. Number 23 Creighton defeated Middle Eastern, I guess, 84-45. Number 6 Michigan, they skated by, barely defeated TCU 67-63. Number 14 Illinois defeated Colgate 84-65. Number 18 North Carolina defeated NC Central 97-53. We had a top 25 ranked matchup last night in the Hall of Fame series out in LA. Number 5 Arizona defeated number 15 UCLA 69-65, and number 19 Gonzaga defeated Arizona State 77-65. For today's matchups kicking off at 12 p.m. on the CW network, number 12 Louisville will be hosting Ohio. Number 25 Kansas hosting Princeton. Number 13 St. John's hosting William & Mary. Tonight at 6 p.m. on True TV. And then tonight at 7 p.m. on Fox, we have a top 10 ranked matchup in the Hall of Fame series out of Boston. Number 7 BYU will be hosting number 3 UConn. For Sunday's matchups in the NCAA men's top 25, top 25 ranked matchup to kick off the afternoon tomorrow at 3 p.m. on ESPN. Number 22 Auburn will be hosting number 1 Houston. Number 2 Purdue will be hosting Akron. And tomorrow night at 10 p.m. we'll have number 10 Florida hosting number 9 Miami in the Jacksonville Hoop Showdown at 8:30 p.m. on ESPN. So be on the lookout as NCAA men's top 25 basketball is being covered and previewed and recapped here on the Sports Huddle. Moving to NCAA women's basketball top 25. Thursday's matchups in the NCAA women's top 25, we had number 9 Maryland defeat Towson 88-70. We had number 12 Tennessee defeat Belmont 68-58. we had number 21 Iowa defeat Drake 100-58, and we had a top 25 ranked matchup for the WBCA Challenge. Number 3 UCLA defeated number 11 North Carolina 70-68. Excuse me, 78-60. Excuse me. Friday's matchups in the NCAA Women's Top 25. We had number 6 Oklahoma defeat North Alabama 89-61. We had a upset out of West Virginia in the Greenbrier tip-off. We had unranked West Virginia defeat number 15 Duke 57-49, and we had number 7 Baylor defeat UNLV 62-54. For today's matchups kicking off at 1 p.m., we got number 23 Kentucky on the road against Marshall. We got a top 25 ranked matchup between number 14 Michigan in the Shamrock Classic and number 18 Notre Dame at 4 p.m. today on NBC or Peacock. We got number 25 Washington going up against Utah. Number 11 North Carolina hosting Fairfield. A top 10 ranked matchup between two women college powerhouses tonight at 9 p.m. on Fox. Number 8 USC hosting number 2 South Carolina, and number 3 UCLA hosting South Florida. For Sunday's matchups in the NCAA Women's Top 25, we have a top 10 ranked matchup tomorrow at 1 p.m. on ESPN. We got number 10 NC State hosting number 17 TCU. We got number 1 UConn hosting Ohio State tomorrow at 12 p.m. on Peacock. We got number 9 Maryland hosting Princeton. Number 15 Duke going up against Liberty. Number 16 Iowa State hosting Norfolk State. Number 24 Michigan State hosting West Michigan. Number 7 Baylor hosting Lemoyne. Number 21 Iowa going up against Northern Iowa. Number 22 Louisville going up against Clemson at 3 p.m. on ESPN2. Number 6 Oklahoma going up against West Carolina, and number 4 Texas hosting Texas Southern as well as tomorrow evening on ESPN Plus. Notable matchups and notable wins for unranked men's basketball team. The Georgia Bulldogs of the mean Georgia Bulldogs. We actually had a big win last night against in-state rival Georgia Tech. I always love when we beat Georgia Tech, but that happened last night. Pretty solid performance. Some things I've noticed on this team so far, right? The level of connection, right, and that's something that that runs that flows well with the Georgia teams. The Kirby Smart, his impact of how he coaches his teams to connect with one another, right? Mike White, it seems like he's had some discussions this offseason with Kirby Smart and how much connection is important to the team. Those guys seem connected from the Georgia basketball program, which is going to be a huge factor going into SEC play, right? Because that's where it really matters, right? I'm glad that we beat Georgia Tech last night. We advanced to a 4-0 in the year. But when it's all said and done, the SEC play is where the best basketball is going to be required for Georgia. So I'm looking forward to how they continue to develop and continue to connect with one another. Blue came. He led the team. Well, he tied hot the team scoring last night. He had 18 minutes. Also, not 18. He had 18 points. Also, the bench has been playing pretty well as well. Wilkinson, the basketball player Wilkinson off the bench, he had 18 points. Also, I'm looking to get his first name here. But yeah, Mike White, we got a pretty solid team, right? He did get some guys in the transfer portal. But Jeremiah Winkins, a sophomore guard out of Powder Spring, Georgia, he played well. Also last night, giving us 18 off the bench. Wilkinson, Dominique Wilkinson, he is a part of the team, right? He's been having a pretty big impact early on his freshman year, right? He had 6 points last night, 4 rebounds. So that was pretty solid. But overall, man, our big man, we got to rebound better, right? I always feel like rebounding is a key, right? We did win a rebound battle, 49-43. Got to win 92-87 over Georgia Tech, but again, this team is going to have to continue to come together and find ways to play their best basketball as the SEC slate starts here in early January, right? The whole SEC kicks off January through and through, right? January, February, March is number SEC play. So looking forward to it, and that's where the real basketball, that's where the best basketball is required from this Georgia basketball team. So looking forward to it, and huge win for the Bulldogs over the Swarm. Excuse me. As we wrap up the sports huddle today, ladies and gentlemen, in the National Hockey League this week, ladies and gentlemen, from Thursday night Thursday night in the National Hockey League. We had the excuse me, we had the who we had Thursday. We got a National Hockey League Global Series coming up, so that might be setting us up for the four countries season, the tournament. I haven't heard any news about it yet if it's coming back this season, but a lot of us would like to be able to see that. That was pretty cool to see all those teams, those four teams compete for to see who's the best out of those four teams. I think it was Sweden, Canada, America, and who was the fourth team? Was it Canada? Maybe. I think it was Canada because they ended up winning. The Kings defeated the Maple Leafs Thursday 4-3 in overtime. The Stars dominated the Canadiens 7-0. The Senators defeated the Bruins 5-3. The Ducks fell to the Red Wings 6-3. The Blue Jackets defeated the Oilers 5-4. The Panthers defeated the Capitals 6-3. The Avalanche defeated the Sabres 6-3. The Flames defeated the Sharks 2-0. The Islanders defeated the Golden Knights 4-3, and the Kraken defeated the Jets 5-3. From last night's matchups in the National Hockey League, the Global Series, the Predators took that game 2-1 in overtime. The Hurricanes defeated the Canucks 4-3 in overtime. The Flyers defeated the Blues in a shootout 6-5, and the Islanders defeated the Mammoth 3-2. For today's games, the Panthers hosting the Lightning, the Ducks going up against the Wild, the Canadiens hosting the Bruins tonight at 7 p.m. on the National Hockey League Network. The Kings are going up against the Senators. The Sabres are going up against the Red Wings. The Capitals are hosting the Devils. The Oilers are going up against the Hurricanes. The Blue Jackets hosting the Rangers. The Maple Leafs going up against the Blackhawks. The Blues hosting the Golden Knights. The Flyers going up against the Stars. The Flames hosting the Jets. And the Kraken are hosting the Sharks. To wrap up the National Hockey League for this weekend, we have another matchup in the Global Series tomorrow between the Penguins and the Predators, 9 a.m. on the National Hockey League Network. The Lightning Canucks, Golden Knight Wilds, the Rangers hosting the Red Wings tomorrow night at 7 p.m. on the National Hockey League Network, and the Avalanche are hosting the Islanders. So it's been a pleasure with y'all today. Again, it's felt like forever since I've got on here and spoken about sports, but continue to like, comment, subscribe, follow me on YouTube, follow me on wherever you get your podcast information for the Grateful Gab podcast. Episodes are dropped each and every day here. Again, Thursdays and Saturdays, you can find sports information on the sports huddles. So pull up, tune in, go Dogs, fly Eagles fly. Looking forward to it. Always be blessed for the life and be grateful for the life that we've been given today. Give honor and glory to Jehovah God. Make the best of it, right? Today is today. We don't know what today entails, right? But be grateful. Keep on the watch, all right? Keep on the watch because we don't know when the time of Jehovah's kingdom will be here with us. So make sure your spiritual routine is in line with, God's standard. Make sure you are doing what you have to do to be looked upon as a righteous individual, an individual who has, tried to give their best to God, and He's going to appreciate that. So take care of yourselves. I love y'all. My family, we love y'all. Appreciate all the support. Y'all be blessed. And until next time. Peace.